Welcome to the United Constitutional Patriots Radio Show with your host, Johnny. They are still down on the Mexico border in New Mexico. They plan on staying down there till Trump builds the wall in New Mexico on the border. I will now turn the mic over to Johnny. So here's Johnny.
Oh, thank you, Pete. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, from the New Mexico border. A lot of interesting things are happening. One of them is trains coming by right this second. So, preacher, take over until I can get back in, okay?
All right, sir. Hold on. Okay. Sorry about that, folks. I was just bringing up the live stream over at YouTube, and I had to turn the volume down over there so I wouldn't loop. And that's what took me about a minute there. Okay. Yeah, we've got some important news to lay on you tonight. One of those things is apparently we got word this afternoon that the Mueller investigation, a.k.a. the witch hunt, against President Trump, the Mueller investigation is now over. He has reportedly closed up shop now and handed his final report over to the Justice Department, the new Attorney General, who will be doing whatever, he's going to be doing. He's going to be looking it over and everything, and then these documents should be released to the Congress, Senate, and to the public, hopefully completely unredacted, as he has, the Attorney General has basically promised transparency. So here we go, folks. And Q, now it was interesting because the other day Q had a post out where at the end of it he said something about the Clinton Foundation, and at the end of the Q he had 25 pluses, indicating maybe something big for the 25th. Could the 25th, if we get the Mueller report sometime this weekend, could the 25th, which by the way is Monday, be when D-class happens? Well, we shall see. We shall see, because Q had another post where he said Mueller, then D-class, then the OIG report, then truth, then justice. So it's all coming, folks. What we've been waiting for, it's here. Commander, are you ready to take back over now?
No, the train's still going.
Doggone. Okay. Well, I do have cues again later on, but we'll wait on that because I know that the commander has got more news from the border. We got a video from our man Jim Bendy down there on the border this morning. I think it was. We got that video indicating, and he talked all about how that they were now having to keep an eye, having to watch the trains as they go by, because now they've been catching some folks that stowed a ride in Arizona and rode it all the way over there to where our boys are there at the New Mexico border, and they got apprehended there. So interesting stuff. I know the commander's going to have some interesting things to tell you. Hopefully, that has the train finished going by.
Yes, it has. And I want to welcome everybody. I want to welcome TJ and Warren and Mike and Mary and Wall. That's Matt. I want to welcome all of you to the show and all of our listeners. However, I'm going to give you some updated news, good news, and better news. The good news is we now have hit national TV. Channel 7 was here yesterday, and they interviewed us. It was on Channel 13 in New Mexico on Fox News today, the same interview. And we're reaching out where people are paying attention. These videos that we have been sending out, showing everybody, has got not only to the president, but all to the news media now. So there's a lot going on that end. One of the things that is going on now is our men were directly involved in the apprehension, and we spotted the first night, I believe it was 6 people counting the coyote, riding the train. And when the Border Patrol stopped the train, our men was literally on foot chasing the train to keep up with it. And these 6 they got, one was a coyote, 5 of them were wanted criminals with heavy charges. Then this morning, we got 4 more. Same situation. Now, there's a lot going on, folks, a lot more than what meets the eye, and we're trying to open the eyes of the American people so they know what is really coming across this border. And I will say this, folks, we need help. We need help really bad. We are not only very short-handed, but the Border Patrol's short-handed. We need people down here who can work with us, work with the Border Patrol, doing exactly what the Border Patrol wants us to do. They're giving us areas. They're working with us in unison as much as they can. They are they're basically we're their eyes and ears, and that's what we need men down here for. We are able to stop and hold the ones that are coming across the border illegal, and hold them until we get Border Patrol over there, and then we fill them in, and they fill us in. But we did have an interesting thing to do, and I got to get him on here. We got Jim. He is our PR person for the United Constitutional Patriots on Channel 7 tonight, El Paso. Today he had a debate. It will air Sunday. And I understand the liberals, he ate them alive. But I'm going to let him give you the details of that. He is here because he's getting ready to go out on patrol. So, Jim, come on over here and give them the information of what took place.
Hope everybody's doing good tonight. I just got out of an interview with KVIO ABC, which is the El Paso channel that initially came out here last night, and talked to our commander and one of our soldiers, Viper. And they invited us for an interview, 30-minute. They warned me ahead of time that it was going to be a debate and there would be a surprise guest. And of course, as you guys know, ABC is fake news. They are a liberal station. So I went in fully prepared, knowing that no matter what I said or how I said it, the favoritism was not going to be towards the Trump agenda or the wall. But nevertheless, the last minute, they brought in a guy who's actually in charge of the human rights situation for the illegals down here. They actually protect them, much like we have civil rights organizations. And so this guy was totally all about crime has gone down. We can just let people in. It's not a big deal. He's kind of like a Beto O'Rourke type guy. We don't need a wall. Walls are racist. They're discriminatory. And of course, tried to make us out to be a militia group with our only intention is to murder illegals. Minutemen. And so he gave some things that I didn't think were quite factual, and I called him on those things. I let them know that we are a patriot group. We are not a militia. We are patriots. You could see us being involved in a hurricane, rescuing people in uniform, just as well as protecting the border, helping the Border Patrol. It is a crisis down here, so as it is a crisis, or in any national emergency, it would only be normal that if the regular people that are overburdened, such as the Border Patrol, were at times strained, that people would be needed down here to protect the security of our nation. And so anyway, we had a back and forth exchange about that. I don't know exactly how it's going to be edited, but I don't think that I gave them anything that they can really use against us. But they did try to make some arguments. As an example, before I got there, they had went around town and asked individuals what they thought about a militia, using the word militia, being up on the border working with the Border Patrol. And of course, 3 of the people said, "Oh no, let the Border Patrol do their job. They shouldn't be up there." Well, then just out of the blue, they had one guy wearing a Make America Great hat again who said, yes, we need to stop the invasion. So, the only nice thing about this is that the guy that was trying to say my narrative of it being a national emergency that requires people on the border when El Paso is safe, I shot back at the guy pretty good. There was a few times we had 7-minute blocks. We were only allowed to talk in 7-minute blocks. And there was a couple of times where, like, I tried to tell about the girl, that we are humanitarian. We had a girl fall down in camp, and we offered her aid, and she'd probably be dead had we not been there. As I was just getting to the middle of that story, the guy chopped me off. So I don't know how that's going to be edited or work out. But I think overall, for being on a liberal station, they did try to attack us in the beginning when they first came out here. There was a statement made, did the Border Patrol ask you guys to be there? Anybody who's familiar with the Border Patrol knows they are politically neutral. They have a canned statement, okay? They have canned responses to every question. What I would refer people to, if they have any question about whether the Border Patrol wants us here, watch my videos. That'll give you your answer. Do we work side by side? Don't ask me. Watch the videos. You can see for yourself. And that was kind of the answers that I gave. I'm not going to sit and try to argue and play the back and forth narrative game. Like I told the people, that you need to come on over to our page, check out the videos, because ultimately our mission here is to record and document the truth. That's what we want to do. We want to put it out there. And when you guys get those videos, share those videos with your liberal friends. Share them with everybody who says that this isn't a problem. You guys are seeing many different facets of this border crisis. And tonight, we're probably going to get you another one, another angle. As the more time we spend on the border, we're learning more about the border. We're learning more about how the cartel operates. We're learning some of their things that we didn't know when we first got here. We've now been eye to eye with their lookouts. They know who we are. We actually had a cartel member taunt us the other day. They threw a big boulder down on the road where we usually park the truck. And it was a clear message that, hey, guys, if you want to park here, you're going to have to move the rock, okay? So we're all getting familiar with each other. So now the game is changing. They know we're here, so they're rerouting. And it's a business to them, so they're going to keep changing things up. But my point is, as we get these interviews, of course, we're going to have friendly news stations. You know, we get into a right-wing news station, yeah, it's going to be an easy interview. You know, nobody's going to attack us. You know, we can be blessed when we have those, but we can't ignore the other stations because our argument is sound. And if we're only preaching to the choir, we're not getting anywhere. Now, I also had Associated Press come out here, and they spent almost 7 hours with us, and their piece has not aired yet. They're still putting it together, but they went out on a mission with us, me, Viper, and Stinger, and they filmed the mission. They filmed a catch of 38 Brazilians that we captured. I believe these guys are friendly to the agenda because they're talking about wanting to come back out and do a part 2. Now, I haven't seen the part 1 yet, but they got really in depth about the whole area that we're in, what we're doing, and like I said, actually following us out into the field. So, you know, some news stories are going to look good. Some of them they're going to edit to try to make us look bad. But remember something, guys. The truth is in the videos. The truth is in what people want to believe. If they want to simply believe that open borders are the way to go, then you know what? You're never going to change their mind, no matter what you do. If they're trying to figure out whether our border is overstrained, then that's where we're coming in, because we're showing how the border is overstrained and how the fact is that if we weren't here, and granted, we're only a small group in one area, and there's many other areas of the border that this is going on, but if we can start here, at least we can start to show. And with your guys' help of sharing and supporting us down here with food and gas and, whatever we need, we can keep the mission going and we can keep it strong. We're gaining a lot of momentum. We've only been here like a month and a week, and we're already getting the attention of major outlets. So that part I'm proud of, because really our mission isn't that we're going to sit here and protect the border with our group. It's that we want to draw that national attention and get the wall built and be able to show the video that the mainstream news is not going to show, and continue to have a conversation and keep the wall front and center. So with that, that's kind of my update. Like I said, we're going to have more exciting things that are going to happen over the next week. Hope to get you guys some more great video of the guys in action. And with that, I'm going to turn it back to the commander.
Thank you, Jim. Okay, and I say he has no reason to apologize, but Viper says he apologizes for the video because of a statement that was made that he said it won't happen again. But what he said is basically the truth. But Border Patrol cannot, under normal conditions, cannot ask for assistance from any outside groups. But the situation is just a little bit different here, and the cooperation with them is a little bit different here and I've worked the border all the way over as far as Rodeo on the other side by Arizona. And the guys here work with us in ways that they wouldn't even think about working with us over in that area over there. So, we are making a difference. You got 1, 2, 3, and 4 Border Patrol in and out of here. When they arrest somebody, they're tied up for 2-3 hours. When we call them, they come and pick someone up. They're tied up for 2 or 3 hours, leaves one person out here. We're his backup when he is out here. That's what we do. We have his back, and we assist him in any way that he wants us to. We ask them outright, you tell, what do you want us to do? Where do you want us to go? They tell us where we can be the best help to them. That's how this works out here. So, you got to understand, this is not the normal border. This is the hottest spot on the border all the way across the United States. And that's why we're here. We have made a difference. We are going to make a difference. We need that border wall. And we need people to call their congressmen and senators and everyone else. It needs that border wall that is here already. Is only 20 feet tall. The other border walls that they're building are 30. And they are coming over this wall with ladders. We had an incident this week where one of the guys came across the border, and people have been asking if it was a 40-year-old guy that died in the hospital. No, there was a confrontation between the Border Patrol and one of the Guatemalans, I believe. And the Guatemalan lost. He was killed. We weren't involved in it. We watched it all unfold from our base camp here. That was only maybe 1,500 feet from us. But, and this isn't what we're about. We don't want that to happen. We are trying our best to make this border safe for the American people. That's our goal. And that's all our goal is. We're not here to harass, hurt, threaten, kill. We're here to stop these people that are coming in. That is the reason why we are here. And when you stop and think about the whole situation, if you don't believe what's going on, I invite you, come down here to the border. It's right there. The closest town to us right now is Anapra, Mexico. And it is less than 1,000 feet from us. So this is what we're doing. And we do need, right now, we need donations so bad down here. We are depleted of our donations. I called today. We have had donations coming in. We have a couple of phone calls where people are working on other donations coming in. We have $40 in our account because we actually went in the hole this last time when I had to go get supplies and stuff, because we had to get a generator. We had to get these night vision. And the night vision is life saving. The generator keeps everything charged. So that's what the situation is. We need help. So if you can donate, go to the PayPal. We've had people tell me they're having trouble with making donation to PayPal. We have PayPal on our account, the United Constitutional Patriots, New Mexico Border Ops. If you can go there, make a donation. If it don't work, you can send donations to the United Constitutional Patriots and in care of John Horton or Mark Cheney, Cheney, Post Office Box 1334, Flora Vista, New Mexico 87415. Now, folks down here, I can't say at this point that it is dangerous for what we have run into, but we have people coming across the border who can be, and this is where we are concerned, because we know, well, like the gentleman that I hate to say that the Border Patrol had to kill down here. What the whole thing amounts to is he was armed. We don't know who is armed and who isn't. And if somebody does shoot at us as Americans, we have the right to fire back in self-protection only. I hope and pray that never happens. We're not here for that reason. However, you never know. This is basically, and the Border Patrol calls it a war zone. The local PD calls it a war zone. This is where the 25 people were killed just not long ago that President Trump was talking about during his speech. It can get dangerous, yes. Do we think it'll happen? We don't know. Like I said, now we are in the contact of cartel, where they're exchanging gestures to us and other things. And you can imagine what the gesture is. I'm not going to say it on the air, but we returned the gesture and went about our business. But these men are putting their butt on the line, and they're doing it for America. They're doing it to catch these people. Now that President Trump did sign the executive order where they will be returned to Mexico. They will be arrested here. The ones that have criminal histories and have warrants, stuff like that, they will go to jail. They will not get out. But women and children and them that are coming over just sitting down now are being returned back to Mexico after they are vetted and everything, and they have to go back to Mexico until their court time comes up where they can fight their case in the United States. That's the only way that they're going to get in now. And Trump has done his job there, and I'm very proud of Trump because of what he did. His agenda is save America, make America great again. Well, by the ones that we have caught just on this train, these were murders. You think they snuck across the border, jumped that train to get to a place? You think that they aren't going to come over here and commit more murders? That's where they committed the murders at, in the United States. Then they run back across the border. Now they tried to get back in, and we caught them. And I'm proud of the men for being so vigilant on what they're doing. Now we are watching not just the areas we've been patrolling, but we are also watching the trains. And I call it in. That's my job. I call it in. Border Patrol stops the train, and these people get arrested. Viper and Stinger and Jim have all done a job that takes balls. We need boots on the ground down here. We need them bad. We need help. And if any of you out there want to help, want to be here, we don't want Rambos. We don't want John Waynes. We want people who use common sense are coming down here for the right agenda. We need boots on the ground to help us in that way. Yes, come heavy. Prepare for battle if it should happen. Will it happen? We don't know. But I will say this. If you are interested, please call me at 615-517-9599. And with that, I'm going to turn this over to Nuclear Warrior, who is boots on the ground with me. He's been out there on patrol with me, as well as been
Dead air.
We need donations, folks. If you can help, please donate. Here, and I'm going to turn this over to Nuclear Warrior.
Evening, ladies and gentlemen and fellow patriots. I invite you all to come down here and experience the warm, sunshiny days, the cold, close to freezing nights, and wandering around out there in the dark with, if you're lucky, with some moonlight. I'll tell you what, after 6 days down here, I've got a greater appreciation for what our volunteers are doing down here on this border. You know, it's not a matter of securing the border to make America safer. We have to secure the border to make Mexico safer as well, because most of the apprehendees that we're catching here are not Mexicans. We get a few that are, but those are the coyotes that are helping these others get into the country. So, as they say, money talks. These people become victims as well when they decide to help the invaders. They open themselves up for arrest. So, yep, chilly nights, a few windy storms, one hellacious downpour of rain. Got my car washed finally, and camaraderie here couldn't be better. Everybody gets along fine. Everybody does their part. So we need your donations in order to continue doing this. These folks have got an unending mission ahead of them until we get the wall up. So they're going to need unending support to make that happen. So if you can, help us financially by donating through PayPal or gas cards, Walmart cards, whatever you can do. And if you can't monetarily help us, pray. Prayers go a very, very, very long way to helping us achieve the ultimate goal, not just keep ourselves safe, but to keep you citizens safe and to keep the Mexicans safe as well, because they're victimized with the influx coming from the South American countries and Lord knows what all else. So keep them in your prayers as well, folks. This is going to take a while to fix because it took an awfully long time to break. With that, I'm going to turn it back over to the commander. God bless you all, and thank you for your assistance.
Thank you, Nuclear Warrior. Appreciate you, brother. Viper, anything you want to say? Okay. But I want to give you more news. Okay, I got a phone call from our man down in Mexico. And Troy informed me that they had to retreat back to the United States. They were down there. They were followed by either MS-13 or MS-18. Actually got in a gun battle. And we lost 3 men in Mexico. He lost 3 of his team. They were on their way to a secret meeting, and they were followed, stopped, and these people tried to kill them. They fought and returned back to the United States. So now it looks like they're going to be coming down our direction. Now, these are the same people that are in Mexico, the Guatemalans, Argentinos, there's El Salvadorians, the Brazilians, Cubans, Hondurans. These are who we've run across so far. Okay, and these are the people that are down there, and they are MS-13, MS-18, ISIS. I'm trying to think of everybody that we've run across up here. Cartel. But these are the people that are killing the people in Mexico, stealing the kids, coming up here, that using them for a shield when we stop them, and then on top of that, to make things worse, if they get around us and they have these children, they don't need them anymore. So what do? They sell them to child trafficking. This is what is going on. It's not a pretty picture, and I'm not going to paint you a pretty picture, folks. It's dangerous down here. And what's going on, the American people need to know. Look at the videos. The videos are there. Go to United Constitutional Patriots, New Mexico Border Ops page. Look at the videos. You will see what we're talking about. We're seeing diseases coming across. We're seeing things that we hadn't seen before. And it's scary, but it's not scary to the point to where it's fear of your life, but it's knowing that there's people that we're not getting, they're making it through with the same diseases and everything else is coming across. So this is what we're looking at, folks. And that's why we need your support, because we're down here doing it. People are bashing us, right and left. I don't care if they bash us, because we're here. We're boots on the ground. We're doing it. They're behind the computer talking about being a patriot or a militia member, and all there is keyboard warriors. That's all they're doing. They're not down here, you know. We're the only ones on the border here. You know, Texas, where you hear that they have the militias on the border down there. Wrong. Very few on the border over there too. Jim came across, and he knows exactly how many groups there are, and it's a handful. So where are all these patriots that claim to be having everybody six, claiming to be veterans that took an oath, but yet they won't come down here? They won't come down, and they will not help on the border? What's wrong with this picture? I'll tell you what the picture is. I'm calling them cowards. I'm calling them out. If you don't like it, I'm on the border down here. I'm easy to find. I'm 70 years old, but I'm here. Where the hell are you? This is what the whole situation is. You have talkers and you have doers. They're talkers. They talk the talk, but they can't walk the damn walk. That's all I can say about that. Because I'm not going to get fired up again. I said the other night I wasn't going to get fired up, and I did just before the end of the show. But this is what we're up against, folks, and we need help. We need donations. We need you to share and share and share this. Share this with all your friends. You know, hit that like button. If you like what we're doing, hit that like button. Let us know. If you don't, hit the thumbs down button. Let us know that too. We're doing this for America. We're not doing it down here to be heroes. We're not down here so we can stick our chest out and say, well, we're on the border doing this and that. We're here to make America aware of how bad this wall is needed and exactly what we're up against. That's what we're here for. With that, I'm turning back over to you, preacher.
All right. Well, I do have some cues for you all tonight, but before we do that, I want to share with the commander and our men down there on the border some comments from our live stream tonight. And this first one, Commander, sounds like it might be kind of serious. I'll let you guys figure it out. But it's from our man David Miller down there on the border. He's one of our men down there, and he says, behind you guys on the river, they are coming around you guys, John Horton in Napa. Now, I'll let you guys figure out what that means. Okay. Traven Rouse says, prayers are with you all. Thank you. Matt Wall says, so glad everyone is safe with UCP. Well, we're doing the best we can, Matt. Mary Murray, our friend Mary Murray, says, I'll put it out again. I'll match every $10 on live chat tonight. Okay, so that's just some of the comments from our live stream. And that one from David sounds a little bit serious. I'll let you guys figure that one out. And
do me a favor. Do me a favor. Read that again, the one from David.
Yes, sir. Okay, David Miller said this. He said, behind you guys on the river, they are coming around you guys, John Horton in Napa. That's how he wrote it.
Right, and that's actually a NAPRA.
NAPRA.
In other words, he's saying they're going around us down by the river. Okay, well, we know. I understand. I understand that message, and thank you so much, David. I appreciate it. So go ahead, preacher. But I wanted to get the whole crew in here so they could all hear it. So go ahead and finish what you were doing, sir.
All righty. So now we'll move along to the cues. And there are some interesting ones. Now, these won't take me. We're going to do cues 3133 through 3160. But it won't take a great deal of time because a lot of them are images, okay? And Q3133 is a repeat of an image from 3131 showing Bill Clinton and some of his cronies in the water off of Epstein Island, as it were. We read these the other night, but these came in late on the night of the 20th after I had gone to bed, and we didn't have any cues yesterday, didn't have any today, so these are from then. And he says, and Anon posted that same picture and says, started digging on the pic Q posted, trying to figure out who took the pic. Doing a search of it on 10i, the first article that pops up is from True Pundit last March. One thing that popped out, going to dig further a bit, was the location the pic was taken. Clinton is seen here kicking back at a beach day in January 2017 in Pamelia, Bahivi, wherever that is, exclusive haven of warm waters and refuge near the so-called Paso de Cachuano, very close to Isla Saona. This resort is only accessible by private boat. No idea who took the pic yet. Still digging, but thought I'd share the location in case it helps one of you. Anybody know anything about this resort? Is it a last resort? ? And then there's a True Pundit article, busted Mueller's new star witness. Trump caught partying exclusively at Island Resort Bill Clinton. Okay, so is Bill Clinton the one partying? And Q says, adds this to it. He adds a link to www.rachelchandler.us. More about her in a few minutes. How many girls were waiting for their return to the boat? Who owned the boat? What does a handler procure? Is the handler one of many connected to Epstein? You're going to find out the handler is Chandler, Rachel Chandler. Flight logs reveal many had hidden artifacts. And RC, or Rachel Chandler, is in the kill box, Q. Okay. All right. Then in 3134, Q repeats the one we just read and says, who is Rachel Chandler? Well, Rachel Chandler is one of the handlers, one of the procurers of children for Epstein, okay, among others. Many of the Hollywood elites as well. Okay. All right. Q3135, he starts with 3134 and then says, what high-profile elite people fund and provide Rachel with her photography studio? What is the photography studio used for? Advertising, of course. What is the studio really used for? Who has Rachel Chandler been pictured with? This goes far beyond spirit cooking models. Q. Okay? We're all familiar with the spirit cooking. Q3136 shows a photograph of one Rachel Chandler. And by the way, you can go to qmap.pub and you can look at all this stuff. You can see all this stuff for yourself. That's qmap.pub. And it says Chandler equals child handler. These people are sick. And then Q said, if the records become unsealed, which they will, it's getting closer all the time, much will be revealed. It says, watch the news for Rachel Chandler. What, Q? Well, guess what? Mainstream news media, they know all about all this stuff that we're reading about here tonight. Crickets. Okay? Not reporting anything on it. Okay? All right? And Q3137. And it shows a photograph of Rachel Chandler once again, and in this photograph, she is pictured with one of somebody's favorite rap stars. He's not mine, Eminem. And Q says this one case, evidently it's Eminem's case, I guess. This one case has the ability to bring down, or her case, I guess, has the ability to bring down the many rich and powerful people, those who scream the loudest. Q. They all know they're in trouble. They all know all this is coming out. Q3138 shows Rachel Chandler in several more images with several different people, most of whom I do not know who they are. And then Q3139 shows the same Rachel Chandler in wearing a white ski cap, and she is in the picture with one William Jefferson Blythe Clinton. Yes, he's been to Epstein Island. Okay. And Q3140. All right. Q says this: Epstein Island dungeon beneath the temple, sex and torture rooms, openly flaunt across social media, untouchable. Q. Okay. All right. The Q3141 is another Zero Delta. Okay. Where the president posted and Q posted it pretty much at the same time, the same thing. Okay. Okay. Donald Trump posted from John Solomon, as Russia collusion fades, Ukrainian plot to help Clinton emerges. That one's going to fail too. And Q says, thank you, Anon, for showing that Zero Delta. That's another Q proof, folks. All right. And then Q number 3142 shows a montage of photographs that are supposed to be models for Rachel Chandler's studio, but they're a bunch of look like teenage children that all look like they've been through the ringer, if you know what I mean. And Q asks, where are they now? Okay. There's some pretty rough stuff here, folks. And then 3143, one of the Anons are actually helping Q post this stuff. Okay. Shows another image. All right. I can't pronounce that guy's name. Commissioned for Clinton Foundation anniversary. It shows him in pictures with Rachel Chandler and a number of other people, and so on. These are people that have been in pictures with her, or that have partaken of the whatever you want to call it on Epstein Island. 3144 has an image, a photograph taken of somebody holds up what appears to be a baby. Whether the child is alive or dead, I don't know. And then there's another photograph of a young boy wearing pretty much only a towel. Another photograph of a young girl all painted up. Another photograph of a young girl laying sprawled across a bed. These are photographs that appear on Rachel Chandler's Tumblr account, that elites can go in there, look at those pictures, and choose which one they want. Okay. And gives a link to her Tumblr account, which I'm not likely to use, but there it is. And Q3145 shows another photograph of her with a member of the royal family. The royals are in there somewhere as well, says Anon, and Q agrees with that. Okay. And then Q3146 shows her in a photograph with a fellow by the name of Peter Beard. Okay. So some pretty famous, well-known people in photographs with her. Okay. Then Q3147 shows a montage of photographs. Rachel Chandler had the possible Epstein Island security cam picked on her Instagram. Some of us remember seeing those. I definitely do. 3148 shows another photograph of Rachel Chandler with another young girl and an older man. I don't know who that is. Harley Newton or something like that? I don't know. And then Q3149 shows her again with another couple of young ladies. Okay, she's again proving that she's a handler. Okay, another photograph in Q3150 shows her with several more people. Okay, and then Q3151 shows her the photograph with another young man and a young woman you probably heard of by the name of Britney Spears. Okay. And then shows her in another photograph with another famous actor. I'm not sure who that is. I think it might be Richard Gere, but I'm not for sure. And then there's a pair of shoes that still have the toes in the shoes, but the sole right under the toes has been cut off on those shoes, which is interesting. And then another photograph of from one of her pages with some young children in it. Okay. And then Q3152 shows a photograph of Ms. Chandler, or a young woman, another young girl, with one Prince Andrew. Prince Andrew is deeply connected, says Q. Okay. Q3153 is yet another image from one of her accounts, Instagram account, I guess, with her with another young woman wearing sunglasses. 3154 just has /PB in brackets. I'm not sure what that means. Then 3155 shows several more photographs from her Instagram with young children in them. One has a picture of someone wearing a pair of red shoes. And when I saw that, I got to thinking, and I realize now that I know that one of the forms of mind control that the Illuminati use is called the Wizard of Oz formula. I now know what the reason was for the ruby slippers. Okay. So, and then shows several other photographs of young children. In one photograph, there's a photograph of a young girl laying sprawled inside of a pentagram, and another child at her head holding a dagger, or as they call it in witchcraft or in Satanism, an athame. Okay, it's a knife. All right. And Q says, keep digging, Anons. Rachel Chandler is key. Just like Allison Mack was a key to unraveling a lot of this, and she sang. Apparently, it looks like Rachel Chandler is possibly about to sing. And then Q3156 says Ray Chandler, that's Rachel Chandler, equal Allison Mack's times 100, which means that Rachel Chandler's got a whole lot more than Allison Mack had. Okay, 3157 is a link to a michaelselman.com portfolio, I guess, showing more of these photographs, and it says connection to Ray Chandler. Are you awake? Q. So obviously there is. Okay, Q3158 says the Standard Hotel, Rachel Chandler. Q. The Standard Hotel, not 100% positive where that's at, but the Standard Hotel obviously was the hotel where the meetings between the clients and the children were being carried out, I suppose, or that was one of them. Okay. Then we have Q3159. Shows a picture of Rachel Chandler with Paris Hilton, actress Paris Hilton, and it said, "Who did Nikki Hilton, sister of Paris, marry?" And the answer, James Rothschild. Q. The Rothschilds are involved as well. And then third, last but not least, Q3160 is a link to the www.fbi.gov tips page, where you can leave tips on any of this stuff if you've got any information. And that is all of our cues for tonight. And so we'll send it back over to the commander.
Okay, keep talking for a minute. We got a train just coming by. That's perfect timing, Chuck.
Okay, I'll talk for a couple of more minutes. Yeah, folks, they've got a lot of train traffic coming down through there where they're at, and it sometimes has a tendency to make it difficult to do a show. But I'm all pretty much all out of stuff at the moment to talk about. I've already covered the fact that the Mueller the witch hunt is over with now. He's closed down shop and turned over his final report to the Department of Justice. So we've reached that point. That was the point we've all been waiting to reach for some time. I was of the opinion that they'd probably have Mueller sit on that report for as long as they could to try to avoid the rest of it coming out afterwards. But it is now in the hands of the DOJ, and I'm sure they're saying it's highly possible that it could be released to the Congress and to the public sometime this weekend, which means next week, because after that, according to Q, was supposed to come D-class, then the OIG report, then truth, then justice. So the next week or so could be very interesting. Has the train gone past yet, Commander?
No, hopefully it'll be gone in a second. Can you hear it?
Yeah, I hear it. Well, doggone. Okay, we've still got a train going by, and I'm out of anything to talk about. Has anybody else got anything they can report?
I'll pop in here just for a minute, Preacher.
Okay, go ahead, Doc.
I just wanted to, I don't do as well with the updates as far as NESARA goes, but what I have done research on is that once the president is exonerated from any wrongful doing, that is when NESARA will kick in. But we have to wait until then because he's already made deals with all these other countries, and the left had planned on reversing everything that he has done if he was found with any charges. So that's what we're waiting for as far as that goes. And I'm hearing that it's supposed to be done by the end of the month.
Okay, Commander, you ready?
Yeah, I sure am.
All righty.
Okay, folks, you've heard the news, you heard the cues, you heard what's going on here in the border. Now, I'm going to put a challenge out to the patriots out there, to the true patriots, to the people that really love America, the people that look up in the sky on the flagpole and see the American flag flying. And they know the reason it's flying is because of people who stood up for this country and who's died for this country. It's been here for over 200 years. You know, what we're up against isn't just Democrats and Republicans. What we're up against is the truth, facts. We're up against fighting corruption, and it's on both sides, not just one. We're down here fighting the same way as Trump is fighting for everybody else. Trump is fighting for the American people to give them their Constitution back so they can have a life like we had growing up back in the 50s and the 60s. If we have that back, you folks, a lot of you folks are younger and you didn't live through that era. That's where you could walk outside and say what you want to without fear of being arrested. It's where you didn't have to lock your homes, take the keys out of your cars. We rode around with hunting rifles, in the back windows of our pickups when we go to school. We never had school shootings. We didn't have the violence. We didn't have the drugs. But over the years, I've watched it. I've watched the changes. Our kids, they aren't taught in school anymore. What they are, they're brainwashed in school. I'm amazed at some of the shows that I've seen where they went out on the street with pictures of politicians and talked about the history. And one that stands in my mind really, really strong is they asked a college gal that was getting ready to graduate where she thought the Civil War actually started. Now, this is a college graduate. I believe she said it started in Africa. Something wrong with that picture. These people, these kids out there, they're not stupid in any way whatsoever. They're going by what they're taught. The agenda of the left and the brainwashing. This is what we have to stop also. The American people need to stand together, hand in hand. Stand up for America. Stand up for your rights. Demand your constitutional rights that's a God-given right. I've got pamphlets here of the original Constitution that Nuclear Warrior brought down, and it amazed the news media when they were here doing interviews. I gave them one and told them, you want to know what you're talking about, read the Constitution. One guy, he says, well, I've never even seen the Constitution or even a book on the Constitution. I said, you have now. You've got it, buddy. Because that's what we're about, is standing up for your constitutional rights. And they say, well, how do the constitutional rights have anything to do with these people coming across the border? I'm going to tell you where it is. These people coming across the border are coming across taking your jobs. They're coming across the border bringing their agenda from their country to our country. They are putting fear in the American people to where the American people are afraid to come out of their homes. The American people don't know who to trust anymore. That's a crying shame. We're down here because we believe in what we're doing. That's why we're going to be here till the border wall is built. I don't care what kind of hardships we have to go through. These men have balls. They're standing here. They're fighting soldiers. They are side by side, ready to do whatever it takes to keep people out of here that are destroying America. If we don't stop it, we're going to be in trouble. Like I said, we had 3 men down in Mexico who was killed in a gun battle, trying to headed for a private meeting to where they were going to be trying to stop these armed insurgents that are headed for America. This is what we're looking at, and this is why we need your help. We're trying to stop this too, because if they get past us, folks, they're going to be in your communities. Do you really want them there? You haven't seen the diseases we've seen down here. You haven't seen the people coming up, being helped, being carried, and when stopped, they just fall out. This one young lady, we thought she'd passed away. Her eyes rolled to the back of her head. We thought that we lost her. They confirmed that she had a disease. And this is something, she lived. Us being here actually saved her life. There was a 6 or 7-year-old child just the other day that the Border Patrol caught in the bowl right below us. He was extremely sick. They took him to the hospital in a separate vehicle from what his mother was in. What is it that he had? We have no idea. But they can't say it was because they come across the desert, dehydrated. because they just came out of the town of Anapra. They just come out of it. So, you know, do you want these guys, these people coming into our country? We don't even know what they're bringing to us. That's why we're asking for your donations to help keep us down here on the border so we can be here, help protect America, help protect the kids. They say, I don't know if statistics are totally true, but I was told that 7 out of 10 kids that come across this border with these people are stolen kids. They're rotated. You know, that's not good. So if you can donate, help us out. You know, go to the videos and look at them. You know, these are kids coming across. Their parents and everyone's dressed to the hilt, but these kids don't have shoes and they don't have jackets, and it's damn cold at night. They bring them out in the rain, the snow, and we've had both. When they brought them through, no coats, no shoes. There's a whole lot wrong with this. You know, if they were American citizens, they'd be locked up for child abuse. That doesn't happen with this situation. But like I said, they're finally locking people up and then take them back over across the border instead of letting them stay here. They said let the Mexico contend with it. Mexico's not happy about it at all. But it's one of those things that is going on. It's reality, it's life, it's facts. If you want to see it, you can come down anytime you want to. You can come down to this border. In fact, we have a new lady in here tonight that is joining us, and she wants to be a member of our group. And she is, she's getting ready to understand to come down to Arizona soon. I would love for her to come down to the border. And she knows what I'm talking about right now. She Wolf, do you want to introduce her?
I believe she has her ears on right now, but I believe a lot of them know her. Her name is Laura, and she's from Atomic News TV. She covers, a lot of what we do, almost all of what we do, and she is a great woman.
So anyway, she is in the room tonight. I wish she could hear. I'd have her say hi to everybody and have her give her take on this. But there'll be other times. But with that, I'm going to ask you, please donate to us. Donate to the United Constitutional Patriots, New Mexico Border Ops. All of these funds go to nothing but the border, the men on the border, for gas for the generator that keeps all of our radios and telephones powered.
Command.
Yeah, go ahead.
She has now unmuted, so if you would like for her to say something, she goes by Atomic News TV on here. If you'd like for her to say something, she's now unmuted. So.
Okay, I will hear in a second. But maybe she can have people understand how serious these donations are. She's been covering this for quite a while. And Atomic News, I would like, Laura, I'd like to welcome you to our show and thank you for being here. Go ahead, because I'll give the address for donations here in a few minutes, one last time. So you got anything you want to say, Laura? I know I've been following you too, and I tell you what, I want to thank you for all you're doing for us and with us. You're a great lady.
All right, I'm new to this, so I just want to make sure you guys can hear me right now.
We can hear you.
Okay, fantastic. I just, I really appreciate everything that you guys are doing down there, and everything that I see on your videos is amazing to me. And so I just felt the need, as someone who reports what's going on the border, to put the news out there that you guys are down there. More people need to know what you guys are doing down there, and more people need to be supporting what you guys are doing, because it's absolutely amazing.
Thank you. I appreciate it. And like I said, welcome to the group. and welcome to the UCP. Hang on, I got
Atomic, I would like to welcome you to the group, and God bless you for what you do and all the help that you've given us. And I'm really looking forward to having you a member of our team. And
Well, thank you so much for having me. I feel very honored, and I appreciate you guys putting up with me as I learn this whole Discord thing because it's new to me. So thank you.
Well, we've apparently got another train going through down there, folks. A lot of that going on down there. But, okay, let's see. Matthew Wall, Commander John and UCP Boots on the Ground, Border Patrol, New Mexico, Border Ops save lives. These men and women are angels from God. Well, thank you, Matt, and I know the commander and those men on the ground, boots on the ground down there, are touched by those words. But yeah, there's not a doubt in my mind. Each and every one of them would just simply say, "Well, we're just doing our job." Commander, is the train going through yet?
there you go. You can hear it. I will answer questions here in a minute if there's any other questions before I give out information on making donations or boots on the ground. I got to go.
Okay, yeah. And by the way, just to let Laura know, many of our listeners over there in the live chat recognized her immediately. So apparently, some of our listeners are some of your listeners as well, and they're saying that you rock, and they're welcoming you to our numbers as well as we welcome you as well. So welcome aboard.
Welcome.
Thank you so much. I'm glad that some of my subscribers are coming over there and supporting you guys because it is very much deserved. You guys need all the support that you can get.
This is a long train, so it'll be
Oh, go ahead, Doc. You started to say something. So.
Oh, I just wanted to welcome her aboard, and we're so honored to have her. I do watch her videos. I don't know if she knows who I am, but I do watch her videos, and I enjoy them. And I appreciate everything she does for the group.
By the way, Laura, Doc and her husband, Nuclear Warrior, are angel parents, and they're part of our team as well. So
it's still going by. I hope you guys can keep conversation. I got to apologize. Oh, okay, it's gone. I want to apologize to our listeners for that delay. If you want to make donations, folks, please make them through the United Constitutional Patriots Border Ops page, New Mexico Border Ops. All you got to do is go. And you can make donations through there if you want to. If you want to make donations and you have trouble getting on getting it through PayPal, you can send donations to the United Constitutional Patriots, care of John Horton or Mark Cheney at Post Office Box 1334, Flora Vista, New Mexico 87415. If you want to be boots on the ground or inquire how you can help by being boots on the ground, you don't have to come down here as soldiers. There's other places where we can use you. If you want to come down and you want to help and give these men relief that need desperate sleep, would you please call me at 615-517-9599. And with that, I'm going to turn this over to, unless there's any other questions from any of the listeners or anything.
Nope, not at the moment.
Okay. Well, with that, I'll turn it over to you, Preacher, for our closing prayer, and I'll close it.
All right, sir. If everyone would bow with me, we'll say a quick word of prayer over those men standing guard at the border. Lord Jesus, we come before you right now. We thank you, Lord, for this another opportunity that we've had to come here this evening and continue this great work that you have given to us to do here. And it is a great work. It's a work of salvaging this great country of ours and protecting our borders, protecting our rights, our freedoms, and doing whatever we can to support and protect our president. We thank you, Lord, for choosing each and every one of us, putting this team together here. Seems to work together like a well-oiled machine. And, of course, you know what you're doing. So when you knew what you were doing when you put us together. And we're thankful for the opportunity to serve, as always. And I know those men that are stationed along that border tonight, those men that are standing guard, they're not a doubt in my mind, they're thankful for the opportunity to serve because they love their country as much or more than anybody. So much so that they would lay down their lives for it. They've put them on the line before, and they're putting them on the line again. Men who swore an oath, and they still stand by that oath today. And I'm proud to be one of those. I'm not with them on the border, but I'm with them in spirit, and I'm with them here in the war room. I do what I do here each and every day in their support. We thank you, Lord, for those men. We ask you to let your blood of protection be on them this night as they go about their duties. Let your angels be encamped around about and stand and watch over them. We ask you, Lord, once again to line that borderline with your mightiest warrior angels to close and seal that portal down there so no more wickedness comes through. We ask you, Lord, that we thank you, Lord, for our great listeners that come here each and every night and do everything that they can to support and to help us out. We're grateful for them. In a time when we come under assault from other quarters, we have good people that come here to listen to us and to try to do everything they can to help us. And we thank you for them. We thank you, Lord, for this great president of ours, who has, in his first little over 2 years in office, has done so many great things to revive this great nation and put it back on the map again. It's getting better. Things are getting better all the time. Things are looking up slowly but surely. And it appears some big things are about to take place. So we continue to ask that you would continue to guard and watch over this great nation, guide us to do whatever we need to do to make these good things happen. We ask you, Lord, to keep your hand upon our president, upon his family, upon all those that are working together with him to the betterment of our nation and the defeat of the deep state. We ask you to continue to thwart the plans and schemes and the works of the wicked one against him and against us. And we ask you now, Lord, to continue with us throughout this night and into the coming days. Continue to guide us, guard us, and direct us. Draw us ever closer to one another and ever closer to thee would be our prayer in Jesus' holy name. Amen and amen.
Amen. And the men thank you for the prayer. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you again for being here tonight. You know, it's not just us, it's the police officers, it's the firemen, the soldiers, our patriots, our soldiers serving overseas as well as in the United States. We're all here because we want to make America better. I know a lot of people don't like police officers, and I've said it before, but when you're in a car accident or if you're getting robbed or if there's something wrong, you got a child you can't find, first ones to respond are the police departments, first responders, neighbors, friends. Band together with your friends. Know who your friends are. Support each other. Form a coalition in your own area where you live, a neighborhood watch. watch everybody's children for them when they're going to school. You see something wrong, call the police, 911. Got a gut feeling. I'd rather you be wrong than right if there's something wrong. At least you would know that if one of your neighbors or your family or somebody was after one of your children for the wrong reasons, or what's going on.
Dead air, boss.
We lost you, John.
Dead air, Commander. Okay, folks. For some reason or other, the commander's audio is cut out, and I don't know if he knows it or not. But, Commander, are you back? Commander, you're going to have to reboot. I don't know, Pete. We cannot hear him. I'll go ahead and close it. Folks, we're grateful for all you listeners that come in here each and every week to hear what we have to say and to get this information and all that you do to help us. We're grateful for it. Keep it up. Get the word out to as many as you can because, again, this situation, we need all the help we can get. Thank you for being here. God bless you. We love you all, and we want you all to have a good night. This is Friday night. We'll be back again Monday evening for the next broadcast. We may wind up having to do a few more broadcasts during the week than we do now. We'll talk that one over and see what we come up with, but we'll be back. In the meantime, we'll be back again Monday evening for our next broadcast. Thank you, folks, for tuning in. God bless you all, and a very pleasant good night.
Thank you for joining the United Constitutional Patriots Radio Show tonight. We'll be back on Monday at 6 p.m. Mountain, 5 p.m. Pacific. God bless all you Patriots and have a great night.